I'd also like to share a few experiences with the 15 centimeter sphere that we have at home. First of all, the energy of the house has completely changed. The energy level has risen by about 1.5 dimensions. In our case, it means that we have a different dimension of reality, so we also experience a different dimension of reality. And this makes it easier for us to manifest what we want, what we desire, and what we dream about. Simply put, everything happens much faster. The body's regeneration also happens much faster. In my case, over the past 6 months, I had 2 wisdom teeth removed, with the second one already after we had the sphere. The recovery was instantaneous. There wasn't a moment when I had to apply ice or take sick leave. Right after having my wisdom tooth removed, I just went straight to work. The next day, or at most within 3 days, I didn't feel any pain or have any issues from having the wisdom tooth taken out. So the regeneration is much faster. The way you install it, for example, if you place it right here, there's this nice engraving so the ball doesn't roll around or move somewhere else in the apartment, like in the bedroom. Then you sleep completely differently. You can have clearer dreams. Moreover, whether you hold it like this or like that, because it feels a bit different depending on how you hold it, it still works. In any case, it leads to much faster harmonization of the whole body. And what happens when our whole body harmonizes faster? So the regeneration and the calm needed for that regeneration of the body happen much faster. With the 15 sphere, the structuring of the whole body takes a maximum of about 5 minutes. When clients come to our office, I often give them the sphere and don't say anything. And for 5 minutes, they just sit there calm and quiet. I don't have to align them energetically because I can also do that manually. But that's some work that needs to be done, some effort that has to be made. I just give them the sphere for 5 minutes and they sit there calmly, not knowing what's going on, and I can work with them on a completely different level with completely different things. On top of that, the air density in the house has increased because we have to remember that water is also present in the air. The fact that we don't touch it or see it doesn't mean that water isn't present in the air. And this means that when we work on a person in, for example, a bioenergy therapy or hypnosis office, we can do much more. We can bring the client into a much deeper state and conduct a much deeper session with them. We can do much more work. The effects themselves have become about 9 times stronger. I was shocked that the effects are up to 9 times denser simply because the density increased. And as the density increased, the effects themselves increased 9-fold, and the sensation is much, much stronger. When clients come to the office, the silence is much greater. There are far fewer disturbances. Because there is much less noise in the office, I can hear the client's thoughts much better, which means I can often help them more effectively, since people very often don't know what is going on in their subconscious, and it's much easier for me to look even deeper. When we go on longer trips, we very often pack the spheres into the car, into the trunk, and thanks to that, the car's fuel consumption on long journeys can be much, much lower. This actually translates into range, at least in our case. And we drive there in a Skoda Octavia. The range is greater by about 100 kilometers, from 700 to 800 kilometers on a route made up of expressways and highways. On this type of route, normally I wouldn't be able to cover such a distance without recharging along the way, and this actually translates into savings in everyday use. Another thing I noticed, when using the ball, is that the overall quality, the glossiness, and the texture of the leather material have definitely improved a lot, really a lot. The surface now feels smoother and the shine is more pronounced. The leather looks as if I had oiled it, as if I were going to thermal baths, to hot springs, and bathing in beautiful, wonderful water with sulfur and silicone. And I have all of this at home. It's an absolutely fantastic thing that thanks to the ball, thanks to this living water technology, we can achieve a quality even better than in a spa, right in our own home. What I've definitely noticed, and so has everyone around me, is that I'm losing weight. I'm just losing weight. And I think that's a really great thing for all the girls. I think it's great for men too that we're losing weight. And why are we losing weight? Because if we have more energy and our metabolism speeds up, very often we either eat less or simply the detoxification from heavy metals and other deposits in the body becomes more effective. And if it's more effective, we lose weight. And recently I bought a Segway lawnmower, a really nice automatic one. And as part of the purchase, there was a promotion where one purchase across all of Europe would be fully refunded. It was just a kind of lottery. And I happened to win. Honestly, when I bought the lawnmower, I knew I was going to win. I just set my mind on winning, and since September, the lawnmower has been free for me. I received a refund transfer from Segway, and that allowed us to reallocate the budget to other household and home-related needs. Thanks to that, it was easier for us to win the lawnmower. What's more, I hadn't really managed to win anything before, so it was even more surprising for me that I had a feeling I would win, and it actually happened.